So the last quarterfinal match has just taken place. Samoa taking on the South Africans, and South Africa able to get themselves the victory, 24 points to 19, and what was another game going right down to the wire. So the way that the semi-finals sit, it will be USA taking on the Irish on the one side of the draw, and then this side of the draw, it is South Africa taking on New Zealand. But Samoa, they got off to an absolutely brilliant start to this contest, scoring 2 early tries. Va'apilo picking up the first, and it was really the first line break that the Samoans were able to get for themselves. They waited patiently for their opportunity, made the most of it, and Apelo Maliko was able to score. Then the next try was actually Iona Sione, a man who I said had to be in that starting lineup. And for Samoa, I think they went with the strongest side that they could have had out there. They had Va'apelo Maliko, Iona Sione, Valvasa Afasua, Paul Eti Slater, Paul Scanlon, Steve Onisai, and Owen Nui. And straight away, we saw the impact that those players can have on the park with Iona Sione scoring in the fourth. Then it went a bit quiet for the Samoans. The reason being, South Africa started finding their comeback. The first try was scored by Ricardo James Duarte. He had a man-of-the-match performance in this contest. He was everywhere. He was scoring tries. I mentioned he scored just then. That was in the 5th minute. That wasn't his last of the match either. The next try, though, scored in the very next minute of the game. Muller Du Plessis goes over, actually set up by Duarte with some very impressive quick stepping. So heading into halftime, we found ourselves at 12 points to 12, and the second half was just about upon us, and it seemed like it was anyone's game. If Samoa started well, we thought that they might have been able to carry that momentum over, but we always knew the South Africans were going to finish the match well, and that's what they did. But first of all, Samoa did get themselves that early try in the second half. It was Paul Scanlon who was able to score it in the 8th minute. That was actually the last try of the game. Samoa were able to get. The kicking was pretty successful overall, 2 from 3 for the conversion rate. So that is why they ended up with the 19. Then there was another try scored by Ricardo James Duarte. That was in the 11th minute of the contest. So it did seem like it was going to be going right down to the wire, with the score sitting 17 points to 19 in favour of the Manu Samoans. And then the last minute try from James Murphy off a massive mistake from Samoa. I am talking a mistake that cost them this game. And that was to try and take a quick tap 5 metres out from their own line, rather than kicking it downfield into touch, having the line out about 22 metres out from that line and being able to rebuild with their attack. Instead, they took the quick tap, tried to pass it off to the right-hand side, straight away gave away the penalty. And then South Africa, they took the quick tap, fired out their back line to the left-hand side where James Murphy was waiting. So that was the moment that Samoa knew they had made a massive mistake, and they had to try and rebuild from there with only 40 seconds left on the clock. And unfortunately for them, the chance just didn't quite come up for them late in the game. The discipline started failing them, and they did give away quick succession penalties inside of their own 22. And then South Africa able to tap the ball, kick it into touch, and win that quarterfinal. So for the Samoans, they'll be disappointed that they weren't able to get that victory, definitely when they had their chances to be able to go far in this competition. I actually picked Samoa to be able to win the Dubai Sevens. That wasn't the best call, because now they are playing off for, at best, the 5th place position, whereas South Africa, they have got their next game up against New Zealand. That will be more than likely a close game, just like this game that we saw. And in fact, now that I think about it, all of the games of the quarterfinals were split by 5 points, other than New Zealand versus France, where the Kiwis were able to win it 20 points to 0. So they are the only side that were able to really dominate in their quarterfinal, which makes this next game between South Africa and New Zealand that much more exciting. But Samoa, their next game, they are going to be taking on France. That will be taking place at about 10:50 p.m. New Zealand time. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in to this post-match review. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be covering a lot more of the Sevens commentary on the channel, like I mentioned, so be sure to stick around for that. But do let me know also in the comments, what did you think of this match, and who would you give player of the match to? But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.